Hello my friends, my name is WeeAddy and welcome back to Pokemon Moon. Last time we began our trudge through Vast Poni Canyon. We're probably about halfway, I don't know, it's hard to tell. And we just bumped into someone who just handed us a Farium Z, so we've only got like 4 crystals left to get. I don't know, let me just check. If I click on save here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 14 crystals left to get. And I had assumed that that meant we were going to just get them from, like, the Elite Four and or the champion from the Pokemon League that's coming up, but I guess I was wrong. In the last episode, I was also talking about Pokemon generations and my opinion on them in a way. Oh, there's still more to go down there. Oh, look at that. That looks just not fun. Or maybe it does. I don't know. I just need to get down there and get on with it. Oh, can I go down the tree? I can. Cool, but I'm looking over here first. Okay, there's nothing. I feel like I've missed so much shit inside Poni Canyon so far. But whatever route I've taken has just so happened to be the right way. Like route for route, everywhere I've gone seems to be the correct direction, which I'm okay with. What is the point of this? Is there just a trainer down here? Is that it? Yeah, there is. Anyway, in the last episode, I summarized that Gen 1, while a good, region, a good starting game, all that, can be a little bit hard to, get through. Like, if you get lost, you're pretty much lost for good. I unfortunately don't have the nostalgia goggles to just praise Gen 1 as the best generation ever, because, let's be honest, it doesn't have, like, obviously it's the first set of Pokemon ever revealed, but it doesn't have the most creative design Pokemon in the world either. Whoa, that's a Lycanroc! Yes! God damn! I couldn't even weaken him the whole way because I didn't have Snorlax on my side because he's defeated. Damn it. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. Cool wild encounter. I didn't expect to find a wild Lycanroc. I do remember I was looking it up and it did say you could find them here, but I just completely forgot they existed for some reason. Yay! That seems me having to go out of my way to, like, evolve a fucking Rockruff. Cause, like, my Ultra Sun playthrough, it took forever to evolve Rockruff into the Dusk form, because it's got, like, a specific form, like, special to, like, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. You have to evolve it between 5 and 6 p.m. on Ultra Sun, or 5 and 6 a.m. on Ultra Moon, and it's like, are you kidding me? I'm not doing that. Basically playing at super specific times. Dude, I can barely ever remember that's even a thing. This must be the end, because this is the starting area. This is why I thought I was missing shit. So now that I can do this, we can just go from the start of the cave to the end of the cave. So these last couple of trainers out here must be the last couple of trainers. So we must be about there. Alrighty then. Well, anyway, I'll just quickly try and talk about the other couple of generations here. Well, first I'm going to heal up, but Gen 2. Moving on, because Gen 1, I pretty much summarized that I think it's good, but it definitely is flawed, and I think some people definitely have a heavy nostalgia goggles for it. And no doubt I probably will for something like Gen 3 when I'm talking about it here. And this isn't any sort of, like, review or whatever. This is just sort of like an offhand comment on the state of the games, in my opinion. So Gen 2. A lot of people's favorite generations. I think it's rightfully so, but also maybe people are giving it a bit too much credit. Because, hear me out, it's only got 100 extra Pokemon, which is fine. The region itself, I think, is kind of laid out in a bit of a weird way. I mean, it makes sense for, like, the first little bit. There's, like, a nice little circle in the middle after, like, the second gym and all that. But, well, I mean, like, it is a good game, like, especially playing through Crystal again. Like, I got to, like, really enjoy myself playing through the game. It's definitely a lot harder than the first game, I think, because by the time you reach Claire, the 8th gym leader, like, shit gets really hard. So, it's definitely an improvement over Red and Blue, and for an older style game on the Game Boy Color or Game Boy Regular, it does a fairly good job. But I don't know, I suppose, like, the lack of new Pokemon only being 100, compared to, like, the way some other games do it these days. Let me just switch these two around and switch her down there. I don't know, I've just never really connected with Gen 2 as strongly. I mean, so Gen 2 was the first game I actually played, like, myself. My brother and I owned a 2-in-1 gold and silver cartridge. It was clearly fake, we got it somewhere on holiday probably. But he played the gold version, I played silver version. So Ruby was never my first Pokemon game, but it was my first official legal game, and one that I owned myself and not shared with my brother. And so I played Silver, and that's actually the first place I found my first shiny Pokemon, which was a Mareep. I found it just after Violet City, I believe, just outside the ruins of Elf. And I was like, what the hell is this? That's a pink Mareep. I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, I'll just run from it. So, I lost my first ever shiny as a child. Not that it matters, because, like, the game battery would have died eventually. You know. But yeah, so, like, I do have fond memories of Silver and stuff like that there, but I don't know, I just never really connected as strongly with it. And that's just a personal thing, but I do think it's still a good game. I never find it as memorable as maybe most other kids. Maybe I just wasn't old enough, because Ruby, I was old enough. I was 7 years old when I got Ruby. So, I was old enough to sort of, like, connect with the game a little bit more. Which is very apparent, definitely. If you watch my Omega Ruby playthrough, if you watch the ending of it, where I beat the Elite Four. Oh, it's so damn apparent just how much that game meant to me. But we'll not talk about that. Yeah, so, I don't know, I don't really have anything really to say on Gold and Silver. Like, they're pretty solid games. Like, as a retro game, they stand up pretty well. Like, they're a lot quicker than Red and Blue. Crystal has animated sprites, which I didn't actually know until a couple of years ago, whenever I got Crystal for the first time. Heavy Slam. The user slams in the target with heavy... okay, no. I just keep Body Slam. Keep bold moves. Yeah, they were good, and, like, you got actual, like, you got multiple legendaries. You got the 3 legendary dogs, you got Ho-Oh, Lugia. Celebi was obviously unobtainable, like, officially. Starters were cool. I loved, what's his name? Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil was my starter, my go-to starter. Or maybe it was Totodile, because my brother insisted he had Cyndaquil and I got something different, because that usually happened between him and I. Thankfully, it didn't happen with Red and Blue, because I started with Squirtle and he started with Charmander, so it was it evened out pretty well, but we both wanted Cyndaquil. But being the older brother, he got first dibs. Happened with Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. I wanted the Dark Magician deck. He got me Blue Eyes because he got first dibs. I think the main reason why people like Gen 2 a lot is because there's 16 gyms. You can revisit the Kanto region, which was a crazy big deal. Because it's like, you got to visit an entirely separate game, essentially. But here's the thing, and I don't care if you just think this is kind of like a bad opinion. The after game of Gold and Silver is kind of bare. You travel to Kanto, and then you're kind of stuck there because traveling back requires going in the boat again, which you can't do right away, because I tried to, and I wanted to go back and, like, find the legendary beasts while playing my Crystal version, but I couldn't. Sorry, just to go off topic here, does this Pokemon not look like the Deadly Six character? I don't know what her name is, but I'll put her up on screen here beside her. Does she not look just like her? Like, legs and everything? I knew she looked familiar to me from Sonic Lost World. Anyway, let's be honest, right? The after game of Gold and Silver, you go to Kanto and you can fight the 8 gyms of the original region, and it's 3 years later, so you get to see how much has changed. But that's all you do. You literally travel to each town with nothing to do in between besides fixing a generator in the power plant, which has drastically changed since, like, the original games. And you just challenge 8 strong trainers, and that's it. And then the only other thing you do is rebattle the Elite Four again at a stronger team. The only thing that is a worthy after game is climbing Mount Silver and facing Red. Now that shit makes a lot of sense. Going to Kanto is a cool after game, but it is very, very bare, and I don't think you can really argue that case. Like, there really is nothing to that after game other than fixing the Lavender Radio Tower and beating all 8 gyms, which you're already a strong enough level to beat each gym. They have, like, little differences between them other than type advantage. Like, their levels are all pretty much the same, and then you just fight the Elite Four again. Like, there's really nothing else going on for you whenever you do that. So, I think people give the game a bit too much credit about the fact that you can visit Kanto again. It is a really cool thing, and the fact that you could do it at all in a game that was made in, like, 2000 is crazy. Like, 2 generations in one. Like, it is, without a doubt, a very cool experience, and definitely much better than Pokemon Red and Blue as a game in total. But I don't think the after game is as good as everyone else lets on. However, still very good. Anyway, my very wrong opinions aside, because no one's going to agree with me on that, let's just switch Snorlax here and put Kirby out front, because she's starting to fall, or he's starting to fall below levels a little bit. Oh, there's a trial site up ahead. Okay. The altar is just a little further, so I can't let you pass easily. Show me everything you got. We're almost there, I think. I guess. Maybe the trial is like the trial of Lunala, and it's like a dragon type trial or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. You know, these are the games that I sort of began with. So there might be nostalgia goggles here. Ruby and Sapphire, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they are my favorite games because of that probably, as well as just in general, like I really enjoy them. But I can not at all say they're perfect. Like, every time I replay the games, I get bored very quickly. Especially the actual, like, GBA cartridges. I get to about Mauville Town, or just before, and get really bored. Hoenn is a very confusing, like, environment to walk around. In general, in my opinion. There's a lot of samey looking environments. It's not, like, it's definitely a better graphical change between generations than Red and Blue to Gold and Silver. Gold and Silver to Ruby and Sapphire is crazy of an improvement. However, like, the region itself is not that varied, and I don't know, but I do like the Pokemon. They have a lot of really cool, unique Pokemon in it, which are mostly brand new, unlike Gold and Silver, which had a lot of baby Pokemon and evolutionary Pokemon from Gen 1, as well as the odd new ones thrown in. You know, Gen 3 had a lot of new stuff, and they had 2 enemy teams, so it felt like there was more of a threat going on, even if they weren't actually all that good. And then you have Kyogre and Groudon, which were some really badass designs. So, all in all, like, I really like the way Ruby and Sapphire was presented as a whole. And just, like, the way the game played felt a lot better. The way you travel around the world, having running shoes definitely made it much better. And stuff like that there. Like, I think Ruby and Sapphire were such a good upgrade from Gold and Silver. That it's kind of hard to deny what kind of quality those games have. And it's hard for me to put into words just because I don't actually review games. And I don't really know what I'm talking about. But I don't know, man. Like, personally, I've just had a blast with Ruby and Sapphire. Even despite that, like I say, every time I go back to it, I do get bored very easily when I get to certain parts of the game. But to be honest, that's me with every Pokemon game. It usually does happen around the second gym mark. Like with Gold and Silver, I get bored by the time I have to go to Ilex Forest. With Red and Blue, I get bored when it comes to Mount Moon. Or pretty much like the boat at Vermilion City. Ruby and Sapphire, it happens like, you know, by the time I'm leaving Dewford Town and going from Slateport to Mauville. Like, that shit happens a lot to me. But I think I've had a lot more fun with Ruby and Sapphire than the first 2 games.
Sorry, I'm not very good at running. Phew. It looks like we're nearly to the altar now, aren't we, Adam? Let me take care of Rabombi for you.
His name is Kirby. Should have called him by his name.
When your Pokemon are full of energy, then a trainer can go anywhere in the world. Doesn't it seem that way?
Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, we need to go. It's time to go. Is there a trial site in the Vast Poni Canyon? Isn't the whole place trial enough? I know, right? Alright, let's go. Let's stop talking about random Pokemon shite. Wait, is that a grave? Vein letters can just barely be made out, carved into the ancient stone monument. Ahead lies a sacred ground of trials. None who do not take part in its trials will be allowed to walk upon this earth. Those lacking the courage to defeat the Totem Guardian in this land will be denied entry. But those who believe in their Pokemon and walk beside them shall gain great power. There's no cabin to be found, but it seems like you stand at the edge of a trial site. Are you ready to challenge the trial? Hell yeah! That means we're not going to be able to catch anything in here. Oh, no music in here? Alright, let's go. I'm going to stop talking about random Pokemon generations now. You feel a piercing gaze that seems to cut right through you, but from where? Probably inside this cave. Oh, there's a TM there. Oh, here we go. What was that? That was tiny. It is a... Ah, there you are. Jangmo-o. We fought these in the demo, little dragon types. So these are probably like the pseudo-legendaries of this game. Every game pretty much has them. So like pseudo-legendaries are being like Pokemon that are not legendary Pokemon, but they're pretty damn strong anyway. And they're usually dragon types. So Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite of Gen 1, Tyranitar line of Gen 2. We got, I was gonna say Flagon, but I don't think Flagon is that strong. But Metagross in Gen 3. Gen 4 we got Garchomp and all that sort of stuff. You feel an even I thought it was an even piercier gaze than before. Now let me just grab this real quick. Dragon Claw. Ooh, very nice. We must be about to get a Dragon type Z Crystal. Very cool. We did just get Fairy there as well. Is there a thing here? Nope, but we are about to be attacked by another... Nope, this is the evolved form. Thankfully, I've got lots of fairy types on my team. It is a Hakamoe. I'm not too sure about the abbreviated names. I guess it is kind of like a Hawaiian thing. Maybe, I don't know. But I was never keen on these Pokemon's names when I first fought them. But I dig their designs. That's one thing about Gen 7 though, right? There's not a lot of Pokemon, but I really dig the designs of the ones they do have, or at least the majority. I think Gen 7 is a really good, you know, follow-up to Gen 6. Like, with Gen 5, I was very disappointed, like I said before. Gen 6 I thought was really well done. Gen 7, as a game, I've just kind of been, like, in between. I'm just gonna save real quick, just to be sure. I've just sort of been in between. At least so far. Things are really getting good now, but it takes forever for this game to start, you know, getting exciting. And the Pokemon don't seem as vast and varied as I was hoping for. Will you take the Z Crystal for the pedestal? It's that easy? Okay. Just like that, then? Ah, here we go. Hello, Mr. Dreadlocks. So this is the Totem Pokemon. This thing might be tough. Come on, chameleon. It's time to battle. Alright, well at least I've got a lot of strong fairy types on my team. Totem Pokémon. Then again, I'm starting off with Kirby, and he's kind of the weakest member of my team, I think, stats-wise. Even though, like, he's my little precious butterfly thing. Or whatever he's meant to be. Level 45, but he is grossly buffed. So let's use Dazzling Gleam on it. Oh, I took it out almost in one hit. Oh, after all the trouble we've had with all these different Pokemon, this is the one that I almost take out in one hit. It's gonna call an ally, and it's probably gonna be successful. Scizor! Ooh. If I could send out Primarina, I could take that out in one hit. Level 32, is that it? I would love if I could find, like, more Scizor here through SOS calling. That'd be pretty cool. Let's just take out Komodo, since it's the big bad that we're dealing with. And then if I swap to any fire type, that Scizor is going down in one, because it's Bug Steel, so it has a 4 times weakness to fire, so it's really not going to stand a chance against me. Because I can either send out Primarina, who has its hidden power, or I can send out my boy Typhlosion. Oh, Kirby, you toughed it out. Good man. Let's send out Typhlosion, since he's not as high a level as Primarina. Primarina is about to hit level 60. Pretty nuts. Pretty nuts indeed. So one flamethrower to Typhlosion should do the trick. And I don't believe Scizor is going to be calling Pokemon in. I think it's just the Totem that does that. Let's use flamethrower. And with that, this trial is over a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. Like, my Rabombi isn't overly leveled, and it's a Rabombi, so it shouldn't have taken out in one hit, but it nearly did anyway, so that was pretty good. Yes! Nicely done. Komodo hid itself somewhere in the deepest reaches of the valley. And with that, I guess we get the Dragonium Z? Oh, that's a cool looking crystal. Trial complete. So I don't imagine we'll have any more trials. I mean, next up we've got the Altar, pretty much, I think, probably. Dragon type Z crystal, the Dragonium Z is yours. You cleared another trial, but the real trial will still be pushing on beyond this point, I think. You're right. So does that mean this trial is now over? Like, I can catch things here if things spawn in? Let's make a move on, I guess. I'm just kind of worried about going through here and being in a long cutscene when this episode's almost over. Here we go, though. Oh yeah, here we go. I kind of fucking... I called it. Altar of the Moon. Hi, guys.
Adam!
Our history tells us that the Vast Poni Canyon trial was the very first trial ever to be held. You did a fine job clearing it, just as expected, Adam.
You've cleared all 7 trials of Alola's Island Challenge now. That's wonderful! You've pushed yourself beyond your limits and really become a great trainer, haven't you? And he could never have done it without you, Rabombi. Let me heal you up real quick.
Probably should have had Primarina in the front there, because she's the one who's been with me from the start. But it's okay. Kirby's been pretty loyal too. Look at you two. I think this might just work out. No, I'm quite sure of it. Nihi. The Sun Flute. Oh.
The Sun Flute and the Moon Flute. If we sound both together. Let's go, Adam!
Yes, I can end here. Okay. Oh, the music. Yes. I dig it. Next time on Pokemon Moon, we shall climb the summit and summon forth the legendary Pokemon. Thank you so much for watching, my friends, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye.